Well, it was all down to the, if you like, the imagination and the foresight of four journalists who were top men in their profession at the time. Padraig Purcell of the Irish Press, Paddy Downey of the Irish Times, John D. Hickey in the Irish Independent, and Mick Dunn, who was representing RTE.
My name is John Connolly, and I played hurling with Galway from 1967 to 1982 and enjoyed every minute of it. Well, I was born in a lovely village in Lettermore in Connemara called Thrawone, and when we were 3 years of age we moved to right beside the racecourse in Ballybrit, and the local club used to train directly across from our house.
Wait a minute now. The first thing I want to see is ball winners here now.
So we just fell into it. Nothing else to do at the time. There was no television. There was no other way of entertaining other than going out pucking the ball. So every chance we got, we were down that field.
Well done, you.
This is my first year as chairman. Our club, Castlegar, we are the most successful club in Galway, having 17 county titles. But we haven't won for quite a while. We've just finished now our new indoor arena, which is a fantastic facility for our young hurlers. It takes our youth and our kids in the winter and the cold and the wet and the snow off the mucky field and into an area where they can train nearly all the year round. I remember I played a game on a Saturday down in Kilkenny, and I got an awful belt in the face and I got 7 stitches in my eye, and I came home that night. I'm living at home at the time. My mother said, "There's somebody down from Dublin, photographer, wants to take a photograph of you." And the All-Stars were being talked about, and I said, maybe I'm in with a chance here if they want to take a photograph of me. Came back Sunday morning, and my eyes almost closed, my jaw's out like this, and I said, "No, you can't take a photograph today." And he said, "I have to do it." So that was the reason I was the only one the shot with the Pádraig Pearse side view profile, because one side was fairly good and the other side was in a mess. I was a very young man at the time, and I was overawed by some of the players that were on that team because they were some of the best players that ever played the game. But of course, as we talked and got to know each other, they were great to mix with and talk and meet. And Babs Keaton has been a great friend since then. And my midfield partner, Frank Cummins, we still are great friends, call each other on a regular basis. In '79, Kilkenny beat us in the All-Ireland final as well. And the All-Star tour came up, and between All-Stars and replacements, there was about 5 Galway fellas on the team. And I was captain of the All-Stars that year, and Pat Henderson and Eddie Kerr were selectors with Kilkenny, and they were such winners and they were driving the team on. And after beating us so often, we wanted to beat them so badly, and I was captain. I'm inside the dressing room and I'm driving our team on to say, we've got to beat these fellas, and we'd be drinking until 1 o'clock in the morning the night before, and here we are out in the field as if it was an All-Ireland final. And we were all going together. There was a crowd of Kilkenny fellas behind us and behind me. And as I'd been down to go through this, to get off the pitch, I got a kick in the arse from this one, from crowd of Kilkenny fellas. And I turned around and said, "Who?" And everybody just looked straight ahead, and nobody said anything, And a few years later, I was down in Kilkenny, and the great Joe Hennessy said, "Hey, Connolly," said, "did you ever find out I gave you that kick in the arse when you were leaving this pitch in Chicago?" And I said, it was probably you yeah. So funny things happened, and these all friendship and bonding that was carried on.
Breaking out now to Joe Connolly. John Connolly and Leonard Enright. John trying to shake off the Limerick man and getting in a lovely shot. Oh,
there were so many great players for Galway down through the years that never won All-Ireland. And there were so many supporters that travelled for miles and miles and miles. And there were so many hard luck stories. I remember coming down after '79, losing the All-Ireland final. We were sitting in the bus, my wife was beside me. There wasn't much talking. Everybody, feeling awful. And my wife turned to me and she said, you know, I think there is a curse on you.
The crowd appealing for Iggy. And there he is. He's coming. He's coming. He's there.
And then, of course, we won to see the delight and to see old men crying and
Sasna, America, our foot machine. I guess I should bet to the clean in his laws.
I met this great supporter who was living in London at the time. They were in London in a big park with radios trying to get signals. And there was different people on different trees trying to get the best signal to hear the match. And somebody shouted, I got a signal, I got a signal. And all the Galway fellas went onto the tree to hear the game. And of course, can you imagine the delight of people over London, all over the world, to finally, and the same guy came to me and he said, I got down off that tree that day. I was 20 years in London, and I said, I'm going home to Galway for good. And he met, before the year was out, he was back living in Galway ever since.
It's been a long time coming, but there it is for Galway. What a game.